secret block of South 17th Street around 10 o'clock last night.
They found a man with a stab wound to his stomach. A suspect was located and taken into custody. No other details are being released right now, but we will update you as soon as we get more information. New this morning, a South Fargo hotel was evacuated for a time overnight after someone sprayed mace inside. Guests and workers of the Baymont Inn at 21st Avenue and University had to wait it out in the rain as firefighters checked things out.
The pepper spray traveled throughout the entire building around 10:30 last night. Crews were able to get out of the place and get everyone back in within about an hour. We have new information this morning on a motorcycle crash on I-94 in Valley City. The State Patrol is now identifying the victim as 42-year-old Melissa Banish of Fargo. She's now in serious condition.
State troopers say Banish was driving her Harley eastbound on I-94 Saturday afternoon when she missed a curve on a hill, ran into the median, and overturned. Banish was not wearing a helmet. She was airlifted to Sanford in Fargo. And there's new information today on a story we first told you about last week. A Perham man has died of injuries suffered in a bicycling accident a week ago Saturday. Family members say Mark Olson was taken off of life support last week and he died yesterday afternoon.
Now, he had been in the ICU after a bicycle accident that caused significant damage to his brain. People who know him say that he spent almost every morning riding his bike. They are thanking the community for the love and support over the past several days. New this morning, be watching out for some new lane reductions on I-29 in Fargo today. Now, it's part of a pavement repair project from 52nd Avenue South up to Main Avenue. Crews, they should be working on a section that will start at 52nd.
They started about an hour ago, and you can expect to see one lane closed in each direction. Speeds will be down to 40 miles per hour. The entire project should be wrapped up by the end of October. You're probably waking up to a soggy lawn this morning after a downpour in many parts of the valley overnight.
Rain fell hard in Fargo, bringing some temporary street flooding, leaving behind a few of those puddles. And so to see who is seeing rain yet this morning and what we can expect for the rest of our weather, let's head on over to meteorologist Lisa Green. Good morning, Lisa.
Good morning. We've got some improving conditions for your Monday morning. It's really starting to clear out in a lot of spots just in time for that morning commute or maybe that first day of school today. We've got clear skies overhead here in Fargo after about an inch of rain fell overnight last night, so quite a bit of rain. You could see the clouds off to the east obscuring that sunrise a bit, and those will continue moving eastward and clear the valley for everybody as we head through the day today. Until then, you might run into some wet roads here this morning, but other than that, it's looking like a good day for travel. Just keep in mind this afternoon and evening we'll have a little more of a breeze coming in out of the west northwest, at times gusting into that 30-mile-per-hour range. Not too bad for hitting the roads here today. Here's a look at the latest radar and satellite map. We are clearing again. You can see in the west we've cleared out completely. Into the east we're still working on definitely getting rid of the clouds, and most of us clear of the rain, but it's still lingering in places like Badette, back down to Park Rapids, just that eastern edge, and eventually that will move on to for you as well. Our look at our temperatures, it's cool up in Langdon. We're barely hanging on to the 40s at 41 degrees there. 40s elsewhere too in northeastern North Dakota. It's 50 in Grand Forks. We're looking at 53 in Fargo. So you may want that jacket here to start off the day today, or maybe all day. We've got that wind picking up and not much warming going on. Winds coming in out of the west. We're looking at wind speeds 5 to 15 miles per hour or so. That does pick up to that 30-mile-per-hour range I've been talking about. Here's your bus stop forecast. Several schools, this is for southeastern North Dakota. I know that Valley City, Northern Cass, and Central Cass starting classes today. Well, we're looking at temperatures in the 50s there to start off, and that's the area, southeastern North Dakota, where we're more likely to see that 70-degree mark today. So heading home from school, we're looking at right around 70, including in, again, southeastern North Dakota, maybe a couple of other places too, and some mostly sunny skies. Now, if you're in the north or east, you may spend the entire day in the 60s, and really 70 isn't that far off from the upper 60s that a lot of us will see today. So bottom line is we are cooling down, a little bit of a breeze. You want to be ready for that today. We do start to warm up as we head into midweek, but we'll see that chance for an isolated thunder shower Wednesday night, and with that system passing through, we get a reinforcing shot of cooler air and a high of only 68 on Thursday, and we keep this cooler weather around as we head into the weekend. Cooler, but quieter too, so some nights where we get a little better sleeping happening here this week.
Sounds great. Thank you, Lisa. Days after a deadly shooting rocked a South Fargo neighborhood, many people still have more questions than answers. No new updates have been released since that Friday shooting at Cheyenne Estates on 44th Street South, which left one man dead.
Now, balloons and flowers have been laid outside of the garage where the victim's body was found. When Valley News Live first broke that news on Friday, many people on social media said this was an area with a history of problems. Police say they will be releasing the name of the victim a little later today. A West Fargo man was rushed to a Fargo hospital after being run over by a tractor near Cooperstown, North Dakota. The Highway Patrol says around 10 Saturday morning, 32-year-old Ryan Hoverson and another man were working on a fence when the tractor's parking brake malfunctioned and then ran over Hoverson. He was flown by air ambulance to a Fargo hospital. There's no word on his current condition.
One person is in jail after reports of gunshots in Devil's Lake. Police got the call around 10 Saturday night to the 300 block of 4th Avenue Northeast. Officers confirmed several gunshots were fired, but no one was hurt. The SWAT team was activated and a suspect was arrested at their home in Devil's Lake. As students are placed on a hybrid learning model for back to school, some of their sessions each week will be from the comfort of their own homes. But are your computers set to prevent hackers or scams?
The Valley Today's Brian Sherrod joins us live with what you can do to keep your home school, home office, pretty much our lives, our computers safe right now. Good morning, Brian.
Good morning, Jordan and Lisa. Like you said, all of the above, keeping them all safe, getting rid of all the errors, preventing the slowing down of computers. We don't want to be able to see any of that happening. And of course, you don't want hackers to take your personal information like credit card statements or even family photos that you have on your computer. I mean, these are all dangerous things that hackers can take and post if you're not keeping your computer secure. So here at the Fargo Police Department, they put up tips to let us know how to prevent this. And of course, we're going to share these tips with you. Let's go ahead and get that started. Start by securing your router. Make sure to change the name and password to something only the family can remember. Do not share this password with friends or people you don't know. Update any browsers, operating systems, and apps. Students, don't watch pirated content. This means do not look to watch anything illegal. It's an easy way for hackers to get access to your technology. Privacy and security tools should be enforced. Do not accept any unsuspected video conferencing invitations or invites to links. They may look real, but now places malware on your computer. Now, if you're like me and you get distracted from TikTok and Facebook and Twitter and you just want to take everything and post it, which is all good when you're free time, but when you're busy and you need to get stuff done, you should definitely stay on task. That's the biggest information and tip that I can give you. Now, one thing I also want to say is you want to prevent hackers or any kind of your private information getting put out there, because if you and your family needs that computer for other intended uses, especially working, you want to make sure that you don't want to slow it down or put errors on it.
Brian Sherrod reporting live for us this morning. Thank you.
Minnesota Governor Tim Walz is calling for additional child care support amid this COVID-19 pandemic.
He's meeting with a family child care provider in Minneapolis today to highlight state and federal investments in child care and the urgent need for more federal support. The governor will be joined this morning by Lieutenant Governor Penny Flanagan and U.S. Senator Tina Smith. In our Healthier Me this morning, if it seems early, you're right. Sanford Health is offering flu vaccines early this year, in part to combat a possible shortage of rapid antigen tests. These tests can detect respiratory infections such as RSV, influenza A and B, SARS, and COVID. But hospital staff say they're unsure how many test kits they'll receive.
If testing supplies become limited, doctors say they'll be forced to decide who and how to test. One doctor at Sanford says that they'll be able to help with the stuff that they're working on to make sure that they'll be offering more flu vaccines on September 15th is when they'll start. Now here's a look at the latest COVID-19 numbers. Minnesota is now reporting 2 new deaths and 934 new cases. 1,816 deaths have been attributed to the virus.
In North Dakota, 1 new death and 219 new cases. The death toll is at 145, and the daily positivity rate has jumped to 5.8%. Last call will now come earlier for some Grand Forks bars and restaurants. The decision comes after a meeting between Mayor Brandon Bochenski and the White House Coronavirus Response Coordinator. The emergency declaration says all businesses with a liquor license must close daily by 11 p.m.
The goal is to stop coronavirus by preventing large gatherings. Mayor Bochenski says it wasn't an easy decision, but with the alarmingly high case numbers, he says that we need to do something short-term to help in the long term.
I kind of expected something to happen. pretty happy that they didn't just close us down again.
Now, for more information on Mayor Bachensky's decision, you can just find that by downloading the VNL News app. And here's the follow-up to that hockey contest we first told you about on Friday. With $10,000 in hockey equipment and $30,000 worth of improvements are coming to the Civic Center in East Grand Forks. And we apologize right now for the technical difficulties that we're experiencing.
The Civic Center was named a top 4 finalist for Kraft Hockeyville USA 2020. The head of East Grand Forks Parks and Rec says the money will be especially helping youth hockey players. Let's get our answer now to our question of the morning on Facebook. Here's today's question. The smell of this makes you feel instantly more relaxed and happy.
The answer is that fresh cut lawn. That is a pretty good smell to have out there, although today might be a little soggy if you're getting out and trying to do it yet this morning. But thank you for joining us here on the Valley today. We'll have more live up-to-the-minute news and weather on the Fargo CW.